Welcome to our exploration of urban food systems, a topic that has become increasingly vital as more than half the world's population now lives in cities. As urbanization accelerates, cities face unique challenges in ensuring sustainable and resilient food supplies. This video will guide you through the key dimensions of urban food challenges, the role of intra- and peri-urban agriculture, and how cities worldwide are adapting to feed their growing population. We'll also look at the importance of planning and policy in shaping the future of urban food systems, setting the stage for a deeper dive into the issues and innovations ahead. Urban food systems are crucial because cities are now home to the majority of the world's population. With this shift comes the need for sustainable and resilient strategies to ensure everyone has access to nutritious food. Urban planners, policymakers, and practitioners must consider not only food production but also processing, distribution, and waste management. The complexity of these systems requires a holistic approach, balancing local and global influences. As we move forward, understanding the interconnectedness of urban food systems will be key to building cities that are both livable and sustainable. Urban agriculture, both within city limits and in surrounding peri-urban areas, plays a vital role in feeding growing urban populations. It provides fresh, nutritious food, often filling gaps left by rural supply chains. Beyond food, urban agriculture offers eco-services, recreational opportunities, and synergies with water, energy, and waste systems. As cities recognize these benefits, urban agriculture is increasingly supported for its contributions to sustainability, disaster resilience, and local economies. This evolving field is now a key focus for researchers, planners, and communities alike. Since 2009, more people have lived in urban areas than rural ones. By 2050, it's expected that 66% of the global population will reside in cities. Urbanization varies by continent, with Asia and Africa still transitioning, while Europe and North America are already highly urbanized. Most urban growth will occur in smaller cities and towns, not just megacities. This rapid shift brings both opportunities and challenges, from infrastructure development to governance and resource management. Urban growth brings complex challenges. Megacities struggle with infrastructure and governance, while smaller cities often lack institutional capacity to manage rapid population increases. Decentralization of policy adds to the complexity, as local governments take on more responsibility for health, education, and poverty alleviation. Resource consumption is another major issue. Cities use 75% of the world's resources, but cover only 2% of its surface. This creates a large ecological footprint, with cities relying heavily on resources from outside their borders. Cities are often centers of economic growth and innovation, but they also highlight stark inequalities. Access to clean water, electricity, and waste disposal varies greatly between wealthy and low-income residents. In many developing cities, rapid urbanization outpaces investments in infrastructure, leading to disparities in health, wealth, and access to services. Poor urban governance and neoliberal reforms can further exclude the urban poor from essential services, perpetuating cycles of poverty and marginalization. Environmental pollution is a significant urban challenge. Water and air pollution are especially problematic in megacities, with traffic congestion and outdated vehicles contributing to poor air quality. Exposure to pollutants like fine particles and lead can harm health, particularly for children. The loss of urban green spaces exacerbates these issues, leading to urban heat islands and increased vulnerability to climate change. Solutions like green roofs and urban forestry are gaining attention for their potential to mitigate these effects. Despite its importance, food has often been overlooked in urban policy and planning. Traditionally seen as a rural issue, food provisioning in cities affects the local economy, environment, public health, and neighborhood quality. The persistent divide between urban and rural policy has limited research and intervention in urban food security, often missing the unique challenges cities face in ensuring access to healthy, affordable food for all residents. Urban food system includes all the ways food is produced, processed, distributed, and sold in cities. These systems are hybrids, combining local urban farms, peri-urban agriculture, and global supply chains. The dynamics of each city's food system are shaped by local conditions and distant influences, making them complex and unique. Understanding these systems is essential for designing effective policies and interventions that ensure food security and sustainability. Globalized food systems have made a wide variety of foods available year-round at relatively low prices, especially in industrialized economies. However, this convenience comes with costs, including environmental impacts, loss of local food traditions, and increased vulnerability to global supply chain disruptions. As cities become more dependent on distant sources for food, the need for resilient local systems becomes ever more apparent. The world's population is expected to reach 9.5 billion by 2050, with 6.2 billion living in urban areas. Alongside this growth, diets are changing, a phenomenon known as the nutrition transition. Urban residents tend to consume more energy, fats, sweeteners, and animal products than their rural counterparts. This shift has implications for health, resource use, and the environment, making it a central issue for urban food system planning. Food security is often framed as a production issue, but it's much more than that. Availability, accessibility, affordability, and adequacy all play crucial roles. Even where food is plentiful, not everyone can access or afford nutritious options. Cultural preferences and food safety also matter. Addressing food security in cities requires a nuanced approach that goes beyond simply increasing production. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Most households lack motorized transport and have limited storage space. Local street shops or dukas play a vital role in food provisioning. They offer lower prices, proximity, flexibility in purchase quantities, and even short-term credit, advantages supermarkets can't match. This example highlights the importance of local food networks in supporting food security for urban poor populations. Common call to double global food production is being questioned by experts. While increasing yields is important, the real issues often lie in distribution, access, and waste. In many regions, enough food is produced to feed everyone, but losses and inefficiencies along the supply chain mean that much of it never reaches those in need. Addressing these gaps is as important as boosting production. Food waste occurs at different stages of the supply chain. In industrialized countries, much is lost at the consumer and retail level, food past its expiry date, oversized portions, or simply not purchased. In developing countries, losses are higher during harvest, storage, and transport, especially for perishable goods. Reducing food waste is a key strategy for improving food security and sustainability in urban areas. Modern food systems are heavily dependent on fossil fuels for production, processing, transport, and storage. This reliance contributes to greenhouse gas emissions and makes food prices vulnerable to oil price fluctuations. Animal protein supply chains are especially energy intensive. As urban diets shift toward more processed and animal-based foods, the demand for energy grows, underscoring the need for more efficient and sustainable practices. Water is another critical resource for urban food systems. Most of the world's water use is tied to food production, with animal products requiring much more water than crops. As urban diets shift and populations grow, water demand increases. Efficient water use and sustainable management are essential to ensure long-term food security, especially in regions facing scarcity. Land is becoming increasingly scarce as cities expand, often at the expense of agricultural areas. Competition for land includes not only food production but also urban development, industry, recreation, and biofuel crops. In some regions, land grabbing by foreign entities adds further pressure. Balancing these competing demands is a major challenge for urban planners and policymakers. York City's food strategy, FoodWorks, is a leading example of how cities can address resource constraints and build resilience. The plan promotes less energy-intensive agriculture, supports regional food production, and preserves farmland in the city's rural hinterland. By fostering urban-rural linkages and encouraging sustainable practices, New York is working to secure its food future in the face of global challenges. Climate change is already impacting agriculture worldwide, with some regions facing increased droughts, floods, and declining productivity. These effects are especially severe in food-insecure areas with high population growth and urbanization rates. Cities must adapt by building resilient food systems that can withstand climate shocks, ensuring food availability and accessibility for all residents. Urban agriculture offers more than just food. It provides eco-services like heat reduction, stormwater management, and biodiversity enhancement. It also creates recreational spaces and supports social inclusion. As cities face environmental and social challenges, urban agriculture is increasingly valued for its multifunctional benefits, contributing to healthier, more resilient urban environments. Many cities are working to shorten food supply chains by promoting local production and consumption. This approach enhances the resilience of urban food systems, reduces transportation emissions, and stimulates local economies. By connecting urban consumers with nearby producers, cities can build stronger, more sustainable food networks. Growing awareness of the water-energy food nexus is shaping urban food strategies. Cities are exploring closed-loop systems that recover and reuse resources, such as turning organic waste and wastewater into valuable inputs for food production. These circular approaches help cities reduce waste, conserve resources, and create more sustainable urban environments. Urban food planning is broadening to include city-region food systems, which encompass not only production but also processing, marketing, waste management, and support services. This integrated approach recognizes the interdependence of urban and rural areas and aims to create more efficient, equitable, and sustainable food systems. Rapid development of urban agriculture and food systems has led to a growing body of evidence and experience-based knowledge. International collaboration and knowledge sharing are essential for innovation and effective policymaking. By learning from diverse regions and contexts, cities can adapt successful strategies to their unique challenges. Effective urban food systems depend on well-informed policy and planning. Local governments, researchers, and practitioners must work together to assess needs, design strategies, and implement solutions. Policies that support urban agriculture, resource recovery, and equitable access to food are key to building resilient and just cities. As interest in sustainable urban food systems grows, educational programs and training are expanding. Universities, NGOs, and community organizations are equipping the next generation of planners, researchers, and practitioners with the knowledge and skills needed to tackle urban food challenges. Building capacity at all levels is essential for long-term success. Urban food systems are diverse, shaped by local cultures, economies, and environments. There is no one-size-fits-all solution. What works in one city may not be suitable for another. Recognizing and respecting this diversity is crucial for designing effective, context-specific strategies that meet the unique needs of each urban community. As we look to the future, several guiding principles emerge for urban food systems: resilience, sustainability, equity, and innovation. Cities must build systems that can adapt to change, use resources wisely, ensure fair access for all, and embrace new ideas. By following these principles, urban areas can create food systems that support healthy, thriving communities. Urban food systems are at the heart of sustainable city development. By understanding the challenges and opportunities, embracing innovation, and fostering collaboration, cities can build resilient, just, and sustainable food systems for the future. Whether you're a policymaker, planner, researcher, or community member, your role is vital in shaping the food systems that will nourish our cities for generations to come.